Before we start, I want to ask you something. How many of you have ever had a strong argument but still lost a debate? Please raise your hand. Okay, yeah, that's right. There is why today's session focuses on what style is and what is the matter why you lost that debate. And debate is not just about having good arguments; it's about how you present them. Two students can say the same point. One sounds average, the other sounds powerful. The difference, style, rhetoric, delivery. Today we are going to break down that what makes a speaker memorable. First of all, what about us? A little about us. Debate education in India often becomes competitive too quickly. Trophies, rankings, wins. But the real purpose of debate is skill building. Skills like critical thinking, structural reasoning, public speaking, confidence under pressure. These are life skills. Think about interviews, college admissions, leadership positions. What matters? The ability to think clearly and speak clearly. That's why structured debate training matters. Oxford interviews, for example, test how you think, not what you memorized. Next, our mission. What does revolutionizing mean? It means making debate accessible beyond elite schools, focusing on quality feedback, teaching structure, not just confidence, helping students think independently. Debate isn't about shouting louder, it's about thinking better. What do you think is more important in debate? Confidence or content? Guys, if anyone has the answer to this question, please turn on a mic and answer.
Confidence.
Anyone else?
Content.
Okay, so the answer is both, and today we'll see why. Next, impact and recognition of what we do. Instead of just reading numbers into when 12,000 plus students are trained, it means thousands of voices becoming sharper. We have, sorry, we have reached 12,000 debaters and eminers reached 70 plus events conducted, 40 plus cities have covered by us, and 250 plus schools and colleges. We have reached 250 plus schools and colleges. We have reached 1 lakh social media reach and 15 plus countries reached by us. We are okay. What our goals? Our goal is to teach. Uh, First, our goal is to research good debaters. Don't guess, they verify. Then, our second goal is critical thinking. Don't just what do you why do I be don't just ask what do I believe. Ask why do I believe it. The third goal is confidence. Confidence is not volume. Confidence is clarity. Our fourth goal is collaboration. The best debaters learn from losing. So now a mini activity for you guys. Can you explain a simple topic like school uniforms in one structured argument? Like it's a topic about school uniform. Just like, do you think a school uniform is a good thing in schools, or we should not have school uniforms? Yes, Pravidita.
School uniforms are the pride of our schools and they show equality and confidence.
Okay. Anyone else?
School uniform do not teaches us discrimination based on
Economic discrimination, yes.
Okay, right. Now I will teach you how you can structure it well. Next slide, please. Okay, now why rhetoric matters. In debate, judges don't remember everything. They remember what you make them feel and understand clearly. For example, policy increased GDP by 2%, and that this is a robotic version, but if a rhetorical version is this policy doesn't just change numbers, it changes livelihoods. A 2% GDP rise means thousands of new jobs. Okay, now you tell me which one sounds more persuasive, the robotic version or the rhetoric version?
Rhetoric.
Exactly. Rhetoric helps you highlight impact, control framing, make judges focus on your strongest ground. The side that controls the narrative often controls the ballot. Next slide, please. Okay, now the 7 P's. First is public. If judges don't understand you, you lose no matter how smart you are. So you will have to make your arguments so that the public, the audience, the judges, everyone has an interest in what you are speaking. Second is propositional. Every argument must have a clear aim. Bad education is important. See, saying just education is important is really bad. If you want to mm, have an engagement of everybody else in that room, you have to make it very engaging. See, you can change this line. Education is important too. This policy improves rural education by increasing teacher accountability. Third is purposive. Every point must answer so what. See, whatever you say, whatever line you say, the question must just write it like first you ask yourself what is the purpose of this line, then you say that argument. If that argument you're writing answers your what, then there's your speech, there's what you really want. Fourth is pragmatic. Judges love realistic arguments. You have to make your arguments very real. You cannot just imagine and write whatever you want. You have to research. You have to uh, vi- experience, or you can say ask everybody else that it is that what you think. You have to put a real statement in your speech. Fifth is powerful. This is delivery, tone, emphasis, and pauses in whatever this your speech should be powerful in a way that how you speak, the tone of your speech, of your pace should be very strong, and it should have an emphasis on it. It should be like some the one who are listening to you are, they want to listen to you. If you even stop this, and the other person should say that I want to listen more what you have to say. And in your speech you should also have pauses. You cannot just go on and on. You should have a little pauses in your speech. Let me say, let them uh okay, next slide. Wait. Okay, so next is strong speakers combine all the three. Only logic, only it will only be like robotic. Only emotion, it will be dramatic. Only confidence, it will be feel like empty. So a true argument debater will combine all three: logic, emotion, and confidence. See, logical equals evidence, emotion equals relatability, and confidence equals delivery. For example, banning social media. The logic in it is Studies show reduced productivity. The emotion in it is imagine a teenager checking their phone 100 times a day. The confidence you can put in this is strong tone and the pauses. Great speakers balance all the three. Okay, if do you guys have any doubts? No? Okay. Next
Can you
slide.
give, I have a doubt. Can you give like an example of a punchline? It's written on the previous slide. No, like in the slide that was after this, there was written punchlines. They provide like a impression. Can you give an example of a punchline?
From where is it? Okay, so a punchline is like what do I say? Wait. If you have the topic I gave, uniforms are bad. For example, my topic is uniforms are bad. So I would say, if you wait,
I can give an example if that's okay.
yeah, okay.
So basically, punchlines are kind of like analogies that you use in the beginning of your speech. So, as Vaishnavi talked about, you can probably paint an impression. So, let's say we take this only, we take that uniforms should be abolished in schools, right? And you're arguing proposition for it that uniforms in fact should be abolished. So you can probably start off with something like imagine a school student who doesn't feel that they're able to express themselves clearly when they're in a school setting, a literal place where where they are present for 8 hours a day. Won't that be a bit suffocating? Won't that be bad for the mental health of the child? So that's a punchline because then the judges of that debate, they're called adjudicators, are able to understand the situation that you're bringing in your solution into. And then that kind of makes it worse for the opposition as well. Because if you're bringing in a very real situation, it kind of makes their case a bit weaker in the judge's eyes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So is this always used in the starting?
You do not always have to use it in the starting. It is a good idea to use it in the starting, however, but make sure that you don't use this in every debate, because in some debates it can easily be turned around on you, and that would just paint a worse image. So only use an analogy first in the start of your speech, and second only if you're sure that it cannot be turned around on you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, Vaishnavi, you can go ahead.
Please change the slide. Okay, now we have the style techniques. First is repetition. Repeating keyword. Okay. Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I'm so sorry. First is repetition. First, I would give some examples. We deserve better schools. We deserve better teachers. We deserve better futures. This is what we call repetition. We I keep repeating. We deserve. We deserve. We deserve. Now, you tell me. Did you feel the rhythm? Like we deserve better schools. We deserve better teachers. We deserve better futures. Did you feel the rhythm, the repetition in this?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can use repetition in summaries, impact weighing, and closing statements, but you cannot use repetitions in the main arguments. And there's also a warning for you. Overuse sounds dramatic. Use strategically. It means don't use a repetition like don't overuse it and don't use it like in a dramatic way. Use it in a very strategical way. Next is rhetorical questions. Wait, sorry. Uh, yeah, it's rhetorical questions. So the purpose of this is to make judges think and what highlights contradictions. Through rhetorical questions, you make a judge think about what you are speaking, and you highlight the contradictions in your arguments. For example, if this policy truly helps the poor, why are poverty rates unchanged? Now, you guys create one rhetorical question on exams or homework. Anyone just uh, see the example given in the slide and form a rhetorical questions on exams or homeworks on your own.
If homework really helps, then why do so many people still fail in exams?
Okay. Anyone else? No. Okay, it's okay. But yeah, Kashvi, you did really good. You did very well. You took the example in very well in your rhetorical question. Now, I will tell you why it when it is best used. When the rhetorical questions are best used, they are used in rebuttals. Uh, rebuttals using rhetoric questions in rebuttals is a very high point. It gives you very good pointers and impression on the judges. Rhetorical questions can be used in framing speeches, and it impacts the comparison you are having in your arguments. Any doubts?
What is rebuttal?
The rebuttal is like counter attacking the other speaker. The For example, you are in a proposition prop side, and then in rebuttal you counter attack the opposition that they are wrong. Why, and you ask them why. You tell them exactly like why they are wrong. Same goes for opposition. And when they present rebuttals, they tell you why the prop topic, why they are on prop is wrong. Do you understand?
I understood.
Okay. Any other doubts? Um, guys, do you have any other
I have a
doubts?
doubt. How to form good rhetorical questions.
Pravedita. Okay, so first and foremost, research is the best way to form anything, form any argument or speech. To like, first you have to research about the topic.
Like what
Then,
to do in debates where you're not allowed to research and use
sorry,
the accolades. What about debates and where you're not allowed to use the internet?
could you repeat, please?
I'm saying, what about debates where you're not allowed to use the internet?
So debates where you're not allowed to research, I'm sorry, I'll just answer this. When you're not allowed to research, the best way to form a rhetoric is that first of all you look at your arguments, okay, and then you look at some things from your arguments that directly counter the opponent's arguments. So let's say we take the school uniform only, or the example that Kashvi gave, that the one on homework. So if homework is given, why do students still fail, right? So the opposition is probably going to come up with a line that homework helps students in learning at home. So in your speech, what you can do is you can start off with the rhetoric and you can say, even if students do homework, why is it that a lot of them are still failing? And then you can go on and address your own question and then say, you know what, I'll tell you why they're failing, and then go on about why they're failing. So you give your structured argument as both a rebuttal and you started off with a rhetoric. Does that make sense? Did that make sense or
Yes, yes.
awesome? Cool. So yeah, we can move on now.
Okay. Are there any other doubts? First of all, please ask doubts if you like. Even a simple doubt, please do ask. Okay. Okay. Next up is analogies and illustrations. So, using comparisons to make complex ideas easier to understand, it is analogies and illustrations are used. The purpose of analogies are to simplify abstract arguments. They make economic or policy debates visual, and they strengthen the explanation of your argument. For example, banning startup acquisitions is like cutting off oxygen to a growing plant. They are used when explaining economics. Like if you have any topic on economic, like debates, or you can have the Union Budget 2026, then you can use analogies and illustrations. They are used when breaking down theories. Like if you have any uh, way too theoretical, like let's say the Union Budget, it has a lot of theory, so you can just put it in a table wise, like in a numerical way, and just break down in illustrations. The illustrations can be used making moral arguments relatable. Do you have any doubts about this? No.
Yes, I have. Uh,
Okay.
then only that making moral arguments relatable.
Sorry.
The
Another
last,
of
the
mine.
last line, making moral arguments relatable.
Okay, so analogy is like if you have a simple argument, for example, Idhan, do you have any example for a simple argument,
For
like a moral argument?
okay. An example of a moral argument can be this house would abolish the death penalty. So, okay, we're taking that as our motion, okay? Does everybody here know, is there anybody here who doesn't know what the death penalty is?
Yeah, I don't know what the death penalty is.
Okay, so basically, what used to happen earlier in the world was that if somebody committed a really, really bad crime, they would be sentenced to death. So now this death would be via an electric chair or via hanging or other such methods. And this was normally called the death penalty. Okay, now a debate that surfaced up some time ago is that this house would abolish the death penalty. That means the death penalty will not be allowed to be enacted no matter how bad the crime was. So the max I would go is life in jail. Okay. Aside from that, they won't just kill another person. A moral argument for saying that yes, we should abolish the death penalty is that we should abolish the death penalty because taking one person's life is not equivalent to taking an so we should abolish the death penalty because even if a person took another life, that does not mean that their life also needs to be taken as well. So the law of equivalent exchange should not be followed here. That an eye for an eye world. So yeah, that's an argument that you can think of. Okay, to make it easier, you can use an analogy over here. So has everyone heard of the phrase an eye for an eye?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what you can use as an analogy. You can go with rather than talking about the law of equivalent change and after you explain everything, you can just say that adjudicator, we're not living in an eye for an eye world just because a person's life was taken by just because a person's life was taken by another person, that does not mean the other person necessarily has to die. They can be sentenced to life. So you can just explain it like that so that people understand your argument better. So yeah, does that answer whoever's question that was?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Taking some time. Like, guys, please turn on your cameras, and if you can't, just let us know the reason why you can't turn on your camera. Yukta, Trisha, Taniska, Puspa, Pujita, Pravidita. Um, Still Puspa, Pravidita, Mohit Garg, Haseen Malar, Aisha, Avyuk Seth. Please turn on your cameras, and if you can't turn on your, please let us know the reason why you can't.
I am in car right now.
Okay. What about Pravidita and Mohit, Aisha, Avyuk? Okay, Mohit. Pravidita, Aisha, and Avyuk, please let us know why you can't turn on your camera.
Hi, Vaishnavi. This is Aisha's mom. She's just joining back in a minute. Please excuse her.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Uh, okay, moving on. Wait. Moving on, we have punchlines. Although someone has clear asked a doubt already about punchlines. I'm so sorry for the disturbance. Okay, next is a short, sharp line that clearly summarizes your argument. So, the purpose of the punchlines is to leave a strong impression on the audience and the judges. It clarifies the impact of your argument, and the punchlines strengthen closing speeches. So, using punchlines in the closing speeches also have an impact on the audience. For example, this policy doesn't protect innovation, it suffocates it. Tips to use for punchlines: you should keep the punchlines simple, like it should not be too effective. Sorry, it should be effective, but it should not be full of high advanced words. You should avoid long sentences. You should not you should place it at the end of an argument. So placing it, like, first of all, you can place the punchlines in the starting also, but you should place a punchline in the end, so that there is a argumentative commentary in the room. Do you have any doubts?
Can we mix punchlines and rhetorical questions?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I have a doubt that the judge before said that he gave an example of how a punchline acts as a good thing in the start of the speech, and he also gave an example of a rhetoric question which was on the opposition side. So is it true that a punchline is better for the proposition and the rhetoric question is better for the opposition in a debate?
Uh, no, no, that's not true. I was just giving examples from either side. So you can use both sides should be using punchlines and rhetoric questions. So even if you're in the opposition, you can use both punchline and rhetoric. And even if you're in proposition, you can use both punchline and rhetoric. I was just stating the sides so that it would be easier for everyone to understand where the punchline and rhetoric was originating from. Does that answer your question?
Can you give an example of how a rhetoric can be used in a proposition?
Okay,
Because
so
everybody acts okay.
I'll do that. Yeah, sure. Good question. So we'll take that the question only. This house would abolish humanist forms. Okay. Now, if you're sitting as proposition, you have to talk about why this. Okay, wait. Do you mean rhetoric for proposition or opposition? Because last time I gave a rhetoric for
Proposition. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So this house would abolish uniforms. That means that we want uniforms gone, right? If you're proposing that, That means you do want uniforms gone. So probably a punchline that you can give at the end of it is that overall the policy of keeping uniforms doesn't protect expression, it suffocates it. Okay, I'm taking it verbatim from here, but you can also use it in like many different things. So another example that I can give is overall keeping uniforms doesn't ensure that overall, keeping in uniforms doesn't ensure that bullying will not occur. It in fact exacerbates the problem. So exacerbates means make it bigger. Okay? So if you have given clear logic from the beginning, then that would just make sure that your punchline leaves that extra remark on the judge. Okay? That is an example for a punchline from proposition. Do you have a doubt?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you give an example for a rhetoric question for the proposition? Because there is no argument before the proposition. So how do you take a statement out of it for a rhetoric question?
For a rhetoric question, okay, so for proposition of this only, right, that this house would abolish uniforms.
Any topic.
Okay, sure. I'll take this one only for ease. So, if you're asking for a rhetoric for why this house should abolish uniforms, one rhetoric that you can come up with is that why are uniforms bad? So, for example, if you're saying it at the start, okay, you gave an analogy. After that, you want to dive into your first argument of expression. So, you can say, why do uniforms not allow us to express ourselves? Okay, and then you can talk about how expression in the form of abolishment of uniforms is better. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Sure, okay.
I also have a doubt. Can punchlines be like imagined scenarios?
Those are analogies. Analogies are the imagined scenarios, and punchlines are singular lines which just end your speech.
Okay, thank you.
I cancel it out.
Okay, Vaishnavi, you wanna take this or should I?
Like, is it better
Pravalita.
to have a punchline in the beginning or at the end?
As you can see, it says that it's better to have a punchline at the end.
So we should use analogies for starting, like exam, imagine something like that. And
Yeah.
for punchlines, we should be using them for conclusion.
Yes, exactly. So
Uh,
analogies in the beginning, punchline at the end. Any other doubts? Okay, seeing none, Vaishnavi, you can move on.
Pravalita, if you don't have any doubt, please lower your hand. Okay. Next is parallelism. Parallelism is used in similar sentences structures for emphasis. Why parallelism works? Because it sounds structured, it improves the flow of your speech, and it makes arguments easier to follow. So, like for example, we need reform in policy, reform in practice, and reform in mindset. So, it is you do feel the structuralism and the parallelism is using the we need reform in policy, then you again say reform in practice. So it is parallelism because we first say we need a policy, then we need practice, then it is also improving flow because you you are able to speak in a very easier way. Then the argument you are making also does not for example, first we said the repetition. Here why repetition is working because it can we are not repeating the word we need again and again. We are simply we used only we need, then we said we need common policy, then what we need another thing, what we need another thing. That makes the argument way more easier to follow. Any other doubt? Any doubts for this?
I want to ask, can a punchline be like a repetition sentence? Like and a parallelism sentence?
A punchline is not structured like repetitionally. You cannot use punchlines again and again in a same structure. And for parallelism, I guess if you can like form it like you do not use same words again and again, then you can.
Okay, guys, just one thing. Please understand this is not a checklist, okay? You don't have to be like, whenever you're making an argument, you don't have to go, oh, I have to use one punchline, one use of repetition, one analogy. That is not how it's supposed to go. We're just teaching you these so that when you're saying out your speeches, if you feel the need that, okay, a punchline here would be good, then you can use it. Okay? So judges don't evaluate you based on a checklist, they evaluate you based on your delivery and based on whether you're using like a flow of language which just makes your arguments very easy to understand. So yeah, that's just a side note I wanted to share.
Thank you, Dant. Yeah, is it Ishna?
Ashna.
Ishna, sorry.
You said that parallelism is not like repetition because here we need is not repeated, but reform is repeated though.
Okay, so like you are not repeating the same sentence. No, if you are repeating the same sentence again and again, then repetition feels very exaggerated. But you are just forming a you cannot say like we need a reform in policy, practice and mindset. It will just shorten the sentence, it would not follow the argument. You have to follow the argument. That's why we are using parallelism here. It's, speaking the word reform again is using parallelism.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a doubt that that we have to use parallelism in the middle of the sentence or in the start.
You can use parallelism anyhow, anywhere you want, and it is not necessary you use parallelism. If you want to use, you can use it anywhere. um, I guess there was one more hand raised before.
It was
Is
me,
any
but my question was already asked.
okay? Do any other doubts about parallelism? No, I guess. Moving on. Wait. Oh, guys. Just a 2 minute break. About the weight. Next up is reversal. Turning the opponent's argument to support your case. So, what reversal is? Uh, for example, sorry, a reversal is turning the argument of your opponent like to support. Like, say you just take an argument from your opponent and support it for your argument only. For purpose of this of reversals are to show strategic thinking. It will show how you are thinking and listening to the opponent's speech. It will demonstrate control and it will strengthen your rebuttal. And using a reversal in rebuttals is really good. It will show you are listening to your opponent's speech and you have the answer to the other to your opponent's arguments. But examples for reversal are, for example, for opposition, You say this policy increases competition, and in response, you can say exactly, and that increased competition destabilizes small businesses. Okay, so reversal helps you use their promise to improve your own impact. Any doubts? Guys, if you have any simple doubt about this, please do ask.
Can you give like another example for reversal?
Please give another example if you do.
For reversal? Okay, sure. Okay. So let's take the school. Okay, no, I'm not taking school uniform. That's getting too repetitive. I'll take one on solar energy. Okay, does everybody know what solar power is? Anybody who doesn't know what solar power is? Okay, I'm guessing everyone knows what solar power is. So let's take an example of um an argument where somebody says solar power helps the economy. Okay, that is proposition's argument. Now let's say that opposition says that solar power eliminates the use of carbon fuels. Okay, and now proposition can do a reversal on that, where you can say, since the opposition mentioned and we quote solar power reduces the amount of usage of carbon fuels, this is exactly the point we're trying to make. When solar power reduces the amount of carbon fuel that is being used, people are able to earn more and they do not have to pay very hefty taxes. Not only that, the government can also invest more in solar power, and since carbon fuels require a lot of resources from the economy get stronger, because since the absence of carbon fuels is present, the economy does not have to invest that much into that certain sector. So hence the economy becomes stronger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Any other doubts?
I have a question that if somebody uses reversal against me, so how can I fight back or like answer back?
You can say if you have researched, you will have a answer to that reversal. For example, like take this example only, the response one exactly, and that increased competition destabilizes small businesses. So you can just answer from what you can answer it from when, if you have the time, maybe it won't be in debates you won't be able to answer it if it isn't a POI, but if you get asked it as a POI, then you can just say that if like there are reasons why it increased the competition, and you should mention the reasons and why the why the competition is good. If the competition has meant a good reduction in the society, then you can answer it really well. You should just focus on what you should remember what you have researched and what you have spoke in your own speech. You will find your answers from your own speech.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, any other doubts?
I can still understand the reversal example.
Sorry, Pravidita.
I didn't really understand the example for reversal.
Oh, okay, so a simple example I would see. Let's just take an argument that education increase wait the increase in the competition level of JE is uh, increasing the stress among the students. So for response, you can say exactly, and that is why uh, a little good stress is better for the development of the students, and the stress you are the students is are having is not just a competitional stress, because you will, after the uh, exam, you will have to face any other many more stresses. So having a good stress before the life begins is good, like
So
the
like here
JEE.
and what would the motion be?
The motion could be anything. The it it is really basic, like
The
the
motion, let me just pitch in. The motion could be this house believes that every student should prepare for JEE or other competitive exams. That is an example of a motion you can have where you use this example.
like you won't get these motions everywhere. You can get any motion, any type of motion. You can get a simple motion, or you can get a very very hard motion, so you have to get prepared for any type of motion. Also, a pointer using reversals in rebuttals is really good. That makes an impact on of your speech on the judge, because it will make the judge think that you are actually here to debate. You are not just here to speak or whatever, just speak on the speech and go. It will make the judge think that you are actually a debater. You are here to actually talk on the motion. Any doubt?
Also, I have to add in Vaishnavi. So, the thing is, like, reversal helps your argument to be more strong. If your opponent, I'll give you an example. I was attending an MUN, like two two years back, and then I was Russia at that time. So everybody was attacking because I started a war with Ukraine. So I turned the opponent's argument into support and I won in debate. So what you all have to do, you have to take the opponent's argument. If someone is attacking me that you started a war with Ukraine, I can just take their support. Yeah, I started it, but the reason was that first Ukraine started it. I can just switch the sides. So that's what is important when we use reversal. Are there any other doubts?
Okay, guys, moving on. I give
Yeah.
to back to Dia.
Okay, so we can move on to the other side, I think. Other slide, sorry. Okay, so how does these devices work only if delivery supports them? Strong speakers. You should start slowly. You should build a pace. First, if you start slowly, the thing is, you cannot, uh, like, you should speak clearly first. If you will speak it at a fast pace, like, oh my gosh, yeah, this happens, this happens, this happens, the judge will not be able to understand even your opponents. So I think you should start slowly and then build a pace. If, like, I'm talking with you, I'm building a pace. So that's the thing. Start slowly and then build a pace. First, stress on important words. Like, for example, you can take like most of the students need practical knowledge rather than the theory. So you have to stress on words like practical and theory, and most on students. Also, pause before punchlines. If you will not pause, the judge or the opponents or even your teammates will not able to understand what you are exactly speaking. So pause before punchlines. Are there any doubts? Okay, I guess there are none. We can go to another
Um,
slide.
I have a doubt. Does
Yes.
pace mean like building, like speaking a little more faster towards the end, or does it mean like adding more arguments?
Okay. Here the pace means like you have to just first, I'll just tell you. Kashvi, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First, you have to start slowly. You can fast up, like you can just fasten up your speed because there is a time limit. There is always a time limit, right? You can fasten up your speed, but you have to speak like that. You have like your words are clearly audible to the judge and to your opponents, even your teammates. You don't have to just speak fastly to finish up the debate or anything. You have to build up pace and you have to make more arguments. That's the thing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. We can go to another slide. Yeah, the persuasion now. Oh, interesting thing. Now we are going to have a drill right now. I think there are 11 participants right now with us. So first, there is an persuasion drill that we are going to do. This will test you like what have you learned till now. So, for example, this house would make schools' uniforms optional for all students. This is a really easy motion, guys. I think you all can do it, right? Please put a thumbs up. Oh, great. Fine. Okay. Two speakers, the task, I'll tell you the task. Two speakers will argue on the same topic. The audience have to decide, the audience will listen carefully and decide who sounded more persuasive, not who had better arguments. After voting, the audience must explain why they chose that speaker, focusing on tone, confidence, pacing, and body language. First, there will be two speakers that I will be picking up right now on the same topic. The topic is this house would make school uniforms optional for all students. They have to argue on the same topic. Of course, one will be in the opposition and the other will be on the proposition. The audience will listen carefully, and I'll just put a poll, or you can just tell me on the chat box that who was better, and I can pick anyone from the audience to explain why they chose that candidate or that participant. And they have to tell why, like by focusing on the tone. If you can just imagine that you are the judge and you why did you choose the speaker? You have to look into the elements. Like if I'm speaking, you have to look into the elements. Like you have to focus on the tone, the confidence, the pace that I'm speaking, and the body language. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So first I'll just see the participants. Shobha, are you here? Shobha? I don't think she's in right now.
I'm here, ma'am. My name is Lukit.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry for my mistake. Look it. Okay, look it. Can you be in the proposition?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Now the second speaker that I would like to choose, Tori. Uh, is my pronunciation right?
It's
Tori?
actually story. It's actually story. So kind of like.
Sure. Yeah, sorry, Tori. Okay. Can you be on the opposition?
Sure, I can.
Also, everyone, can you just please turn on your cameras because it will be more interactive then. Now you are all judge and audience both. Um, Ashika,
Or you're
Avyuk,
in trouble.
Avyuk, Riga, Reena, Pushpa. Can you please turn on your cameras, please?
No idea.
Okay, great. I think now we have two speakers right now, and we have nine. There were 11 participants, so nine audience. Okay, Shoban, sorry, Lukit and Tori, do you know the motion, right? Or should I repeat it?
Can you
I
repeat
know.
it?
I put in Zoom chat. Sorry. I'd stop sharing. Can both
Yeah,
of you
it's
please
fine.
check Zoom chat and confirm if you can see the motion?
Lukit and
Yeah, I
Tori,
can.
I both. Yeah, fine. So I'll just give you like 2 minutes. Is that fine? Yeah, I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. You can just prepare. I just got confused. Look at you are in the proposition, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So look at for proposition and Tory for opposition. Okay, and audience, please listen carefully, and I'll choose one of the audience as well to tell me why they chose that candidate. Is that fine? Okay, can anyone just put thumbs up right now? Okay, great. Um, okay. You guys have, I think Tori is stuck.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are there. Fine. Okay. So you all have like it's 7:07. I'll start the drill at 7:10. And you both will have the opening speech and the arguments at the same time. So you will have 2 minutes to speak. Oh, guys, it's already 7:10. I'll give you 3 or 4 minutes more as you are learning right now. Yeah. Guys, 2 more minutes and then we can start the drill. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
O- Okay, then let's start the drill. Lokit and Tori. Okay, let's start. I just want the proposition to start with their opening speech.
Uniform. We have to wear uniforms. We go to school for studying, not to wear uniform. And
Look,
discipline is
yeah.
the one which mostly matters in the school, not the uniform.
Okay. Look at what I want you to do. I'll just give you more time if you want, because you can't just explain your whole speech in 1 or 2 sentences. You have to work on it. You have to say more lines. You have 2 minutes to speak. You cannot just stop within 2 seconds.
Also, one
Mm.
more point to add. Look at for the pauses point, I just noticed you are having a lot of time for pause. You cannot use pauses for this much time. Just a little bit of pause is required, not a whole minute pause. You can just have 2 second pause in between, but not the whole 1 minute to speak another sentence.
Look, are you here?
Yes.
I think, yeah. You are having a network issue. It is fine that if you turn off your camera and then speak, that works more better, I think. Your voice is more clear when your camera is off.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you can speak up. I'll just tell again. I want the proposition to start with their opening speech.
I was saying that we should go to school for studying, and wearing uniform is not like that compulsory. On birthdays also, different people wear uniform or doesn't wear uniform, and on the day if you say you have to wear formal uniforms, there are still some people who wear like P uniform. There are two different uniform for the school. So I think that it should be optional for the students to play to be in the normal uniform which they want to wear, and it would also be less time consuming than where you have to wear the uniform, and it will.
Lokit, are you here? Are you having a network issue?
Yes, no.
Please speak up and complete your 2 minutes. Look it, if you are not able to do it's fine. You can just tell us. We can help you.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just help you once and then I'll choose another candidate so that you can see what's the difference, like how they do the research and you. So first what I'll tell you, you are on the proposition side, right? So the motion is this house would make school uniform optional for our students. What you can do is you can process your thoughts, like why do you think that this is optional? Uh, how about first we choose a candidate and you can see how the debate works, and then I can tell you and explain you how you can elaborate a speech and how you can give your opening speech. If that works for you, Lokit.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll choose another candidate. Hiridima. Hiridima, are you here? It's Riddhima or Hiridima?
Ridhima. The H is silent.
Yeah, okay. Riddhima, is it fine that if you play on the proposition side?
Yes. So, yeah,
Are, are you prepared?
I'm not prepared, but I think I'll.
Okay. Okay. Do you want a minute or a two?
What was the motion again? If I'm on the proposition side, that means I have to say that about um,
Yeah, you are
that
from
uniforms are optional.
the motion is in the chat box. Idant has put it up. You can check that.
You basically have to support the idea that uniform should be optional.
Okay. Got it. So, can I get some time?
Yeah, yeah. I'll just 2 minutes are fine.
Till then, I think we can take op speech. So it's not really how it goes, but maybe we can take op speech first and then prop. So that
Yeah,
also works.
works. Yeah, works. Um, but I don't think that she'll be able to listen to the opposition.
Oh, okay, then we can wait, sure.
Yeah. So it's 20. You can take your time to 22, but we will start the drill at 22. I think we should start with the drill. Riddhima, are you ready?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Okay. I want the proposition to start with the opening speech. You have a time limit of 2 minutes, remember.
Okay, so I think self expression is important to make an impact at school, and uniforms can limit self-expression because everybody is always wearing the same clothing or they have a limit. So you can't. Some people can't open up. Some people don't feel comfortable, and so uniforms are without needing to wear uniforms. If it's your choice what you want to wear, then you can wear what you're comfortable in, and you can create your own, like show your own uh, personality through your clothing. Also, I think this is more important for schools which are where the students don't have enough money. So I think like I don't really think that for a school they cannot exactly force their students to pay for clothing because there is no logical or scientific reason that has been found by researchers that uniform has an impact on education, and um the main point of school is to teach students, and the best way you can teach them is by letting them be themselves and show their own personalities and express themselves. So that's why I think that school uniforms should be optional so that people can express themselves. Also, some people may argue that um, uniforms show equality and yeah, they show equality, but students can really learn equality if everybody can be themselves and wherever they want feel comfortable, and people don't bully because they learn not to. I mean, it's not like just because the students are wearing school uniforms, you they will um just because they're wearing school uniforms, they'll sorry. My point is equality. It depends on seeing everyone for who they are and accepting that. And it's important for students to understand that just because someone looks different does not mean that they aren't equal to us. So that difference will be important. Uh, Also, some people may not feel comfortable in school uniforms. Maybe it's maybe it's too short because some places actually have school uniforms which don't make their students feel comfortable and stuff. So I think that that's also pretty important because it's a student's choice, and there is no logical or like researchers haven't found any reason to wear them in academic. It doesn't help in academic excellence. Yeah,
Ridhima, yeah. Is it over?
yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. And now I want the opposition, that is Story, to speak up for 2 minutes.
Okay. So thank you, Ritima. And now I'll be starting my speech. So on uh, uniforms, they improve your sense of like belonging. It makes you think that you belong to a place in a unified uh, place of society that with your friends and peers, and they don't feel the economic or the social pressure of following the everyday trends. And some people might be underprivileged enough that they don't have money to buy the clothes, and they might feel the mental pressure even though they're not being bullied. And in some cases, yes, bullying does happen in schools. Even though they are learning about equality, a lot of people bully others, and that creates a pressure on your mental health, and that affects your studies. Secondly, it's secondly, school uniforms, they tell you which person is from which school and that they are from the school. So uh, if a stranger enters a school building, you know the person is does not belong to this school and that should exit this building. So on I'm sorry. Yeah. So on and sense of belonging. So on we do want our students to feel that they belong somewhere, that they're equal to their peers. And yeah, that would be it, I guess. Thank you.
Uh, okay. Tori and Ridhima, I think if you both have any questions, you can just ask to your opponent. Tori, do you have any question
Can
to
I think about
Ridhima?
it for like 1 minute?
Yeah, you both can prepare questions. Ridhima, you can also prepare one question. You both can ask one question to each other. Are you both ready?
Yeah.
Tori?
Yeah, I have one question that she mentioned that uh, uh, equality is about accept. I'm sorry. Equality
It's
is
okay.
about accepting that others are the way they are, and we should not bully other people about it. But some people refuse to accept this fact, and they do in fact bully others. So what can the other person do? They, I do understand that they should be expressive, but doesn't mean that they're not getting bullied.
First of all, the this way the bullies will learn to not bully someone for their personality, and like later onwards in life, everyone will be wearing what they want to wear and being themselves. So that time, the bullies can at least stop themselves because they've learned before. And also, the student who is being bullied, they can learn from that. They can learn from being bullied because uh, they've felt it before, and they'd understand um, that they can learn to express their personality even if they're being bullied instead of just sticking to what they have. Yeah.
Okay. Ridhima, now you can ask your question to Tori.
So you said that by uniforms, the school will know whether it's their student or not. But does it really matter? Because it's not like just because someone is not wearing a school uniform, they are not part of the community. I mean, they could be here, they could have some other reasons or another problem, and that's like that it wouldn't really make sense. So like I was just wanting to ask, does it really matter in that way? In that sense?
Well, thank you for the question. And yes, school uniforms may not say that they're not from this community just because you're not wearing the uniform. But a lot of strangers do, in fact, can in fact enter the school building or cause harm to the students, and they may not even know about it. So, and yeah, maybe it happens in lots of different schools. You may not know that they're from the school because they don't have a piece of identity with them. School uniform is a part of your identity. The what school you're from, that's a big part of your life.
Okay, great. So now I want the audience to pick between the two, and I'll choose one. Like, why they have choose? Just a sec. Yeah. So I want uh, uh yeah. Arshita, are you here? Ashika,
Yes, I'm here.
yeah. Ishna,
Yes,
Anushka, Kashvi, Pravidita,
yeah, I'm here.
Re Reena, Lokit, Tanishka. You all are here, I guess. You can just put your response in the chat box, like who was the best, Tori or Ridhima. Please put up in the chat box who was the best. Okay, Arshita says Tori. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay, sure. Lokit also says Tori. Okay. Okay, there are many more for Riddhima as well, Tori as well. Okay, fine. I think, yeah, Anushka also gave her response. Okay. I also want Edant to say like who was the best. Is Edant
I
here?
can't pick a side. Wait, you know me, right? Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
pick a side. I can give both of you like awesome feedback though, if you're open to that.
Okay, yeah. You can just give them a feedback.
Awesome. Okay. So, first I'll just be talking about the arguments. Okay. So both of you have pretty good points. Okay. What we like to see as debaters in general is a developed point. Okay. Both of you mentioned some really, really awesome points, but the thing is, you kept mentioning points. It's like listing them down. Okay. We don't want to see that. We want to see more paragraphs on those points. So let's take the motion as an example that this household makes school uniforms optional for all students. Okay. Now, one thing that the opposition mentioned over here, I forgot who was opposition. I'm really sorry, but they mentioned about security. I think it was Story, right? Was it you? The person who
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
that,
it was me.
yeah, okay. So now security. I understood your point about it, but I wanted to elaborate more on it. Okay, which was basically you can go with rather than just mentioning that. Okay, helping when students wear uniforms, other people can tell that they're in the school. Okay, this doesn't allow like people outside the school to come in. Okay, you can probably add on to this. You can talk about that. This is because since a school uniform is unique to every school, it can easily be judged whether the student is from that school or not. And why is this helpful? This is helpful because now you can add a rhetoric as well. Why is this helpful? This is helpful because like security guards and other people can basically tell if the student belongs to the school or is an outsider so that they can guide them on where to go better. Okay. If you do it like that, that will just allow you to add a rhetoric and make your points even like they can make them more elaborate. Now Ridhima specifically, oh, is she here? Did she leave? Okay. Okay, she's here. Yeah, Ridhima, specifically for you, one feedback that I would like is you had good points, but you took a very big pause between all of them. Okay. So it felt like you had a prepared speech, and after you ran out of that prepared speech, this goes for both of you to some extent. After you guys ran out of that prepared speech, you guys started taking really, really big pauses, and then you kind of just lost the interest in like a middle of it. Okay. So you started listing. One, do not do that. If you run out of your speech, just try to elaborate on a point that you'd already given before. Okay, this will just help you maintain that flow. Okay, rhetorics, everything was more or less fine. But again, you guys sounded very robotic. Okay. I don't want you guys sounding very robotic. So the advice that Vaishnavi gave, you guys should focus on adding emphasis on important words. Okay. So if there's an important word like security, so let's say there's a line which says that you know uniforms help provide better security because people can tell which school you're from. Now, rather than saying this in a robotic tone, you can probably go with something like uniforms always help in making sure that security is there and that security is present because when a student is wearing a uniform, you can tell which school he's from. Okay, if you keep emphasis on any word, it's just going to add a lot of tone and intonation, and it's also going to let you stop so that you can formulate your thoughts. That was basic feedback. Do any of you have any question? Anybody based on like anybody who wants to share anything? Oh yeah, Dia, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Tori and Ridhima, I think now I'll just pick one audience right now. Just a sec. Where's the chat? Yeah. Okay. I want Ishina to tell me why did she choose Ridhima?
It's Ashna, by the way.
Ishna. I'm so sorry. I'm very bad at pronouncing names.
No problem.
Ish.
I picked Ridhima because I felt like she had better like points. Tori also had great points, but she only 1 point made sense. Like she also made a point about um so like for poor kids they can't buy clothes, so they should be given uniforms, but you have to pay for uniforms separately. So like it's better to wear clothes which we have already bought, which we wear every day. So that's why I think she had better Rhythm had better points. That's why.
Okay. Also, I want you to tell like how was her confidence, her tone of speaking. You have to tell you have to tell Riddhima like what she was lacking right now or what
At
was best in her speech.
At first, she was going like her flow was great at first, but then eventually I think after her speech ended, she started to sound unsure and she took a lot of pauses. And yeah, that's so.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now I'll just pick another one. Okay. I want Anushka to tell me like why did she think Tori was great? Anushka? Is Anushka here, guys? Oh, she's not here. Okay. I want Ashika to tell me why Tori was best. Ashika, are you here? Okay. I want Kashvi to elaborate on it.
It's actually Kashvi.
Kashvi, please
Um,
elaborate on it.
I feel that Tori was better because she gave us like an example, like if someone enters into your school, what do you do? So I felt that made it really easy to understand her security point. And well, yeah, the way she spoke, it was like I just felt that she was a little more confident than Ridhima, because Ridhima in the end she took like lots of pauses. It made her sound like she wasn't sure about what she was speaking.
Okay, Kashvi, I don't want you to point the points that Ridhima was lacking. I want you to embrace the points that you thought was good on Tori when she was speaking.
No, I just felt that she was more confident.
Okay,
There
so
was like
just
flow.
state that state. Yeah. Also, just tell me the line like why did you think like she was really confident and how was the pace?
I felt that her pace was like good. She was speaking in a flow, like from the starting till the end. She spoke in the front. She also took pauses in the middle a little bit to like help us. How do I say this? Like to help us like understand exactly what she's saying. To like think about it for like 2 seconds.
Okay. Thank you, Kashvi. Your room is really pretty, by the way.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Now I'll just give feedbacks to both of you. Tori and Ridhima, are you both here? First
I'm
of
here.
all, yeah. Ridhima?
Yes.
Okay. Now what I will tell is the points were great for Ridhima. Like I heard Ridhima's points. That was great and it was really good. Tori, you were lacking some of the important points, but you really did mention the underprivileged point. That was really good thing. That was a really good thing, and the security point as well. I want you to elaborate on the security point by just giving an example. You can just give an example, like in most of the government schools, the security is not that tight or in most of the lower private schools, the security is not that tight because they are not financially strong. You can just give them examples why, or and also like You talked about underprivileged, right? You can also elaborate on that thing. You were really confident, by the way. That is why most of the audience picked you. They they picked you because you were confident. If you had talked really less and you have just listed down the points, please elaborate on it. That is the most one thing that, and also I liked a thing about you. It wasn't like you did not Google or chat GPT. You were thinking like, what question should I ask to Ridhima? I was seeing you and Ridhima both. So I think that was a great thing of you. You were not chat GPTing or Googling. You were just thinking like, what question should I ask right now to her? And I know when I told like you can ask questions, you were like, oh, I'm not prepared yet. I'm not prepared yet, right?
Yeah, a bit. Probably because when she stated her point, actually, I've had this topic in my school back then, and I was in the proposition team. So in my
Yeah.
mind, I was like fixated on proposition.
Okay. So, what you have to now work on is your opening speech. You should elaborate your points. If you can't think of more points, stop listing down. And also, when you have to ask a question, please have some of the question beforehand itself. Because you know, some of the debates, most of the debates, maximum of the debates have Q&A rounds or rebuttal rounds. You have to ask questions. That's a common thing. Okay? Yeah. Everything was great. Okay, now I would like to go to Riddhima. Riddhima, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Riddhima, your points were really good. When she asked you a question like why this the bullying one, I think she asked you a question about bully or something, right?
Yeah.
So you answered it really like nicely. You told like yeah, after school they have to wear the clothes that they wear, so it's their real life out there, and people can learn how to respect each other or anything. You don't like that, right? So that point was
The thing,
great. Sorry?
okay, I was just saying the thing is I felt unsure because I personally believe that we should wear uniforms, so I was kind of speaking against me, so that's why I felt
Yeah,
less confident and unsure.
okay. But
Yeah,
you answered the, yeah.
sorry, just
Yeah,
one
Ivan.
thing I wanna add here. General debate tip. When you're entering a debate room, okay, or when you're entering a debate, always leave your biases outside. Okay, so I understand that you can't just completely get rid of them, but the more debates you do, and like the more such events that you attend, you'll get used to not holding any biases, because if you're holding biases, that makes you weaker in terms of style, because since you believe in the other side so much, you will actually get like kind of swayed to the other side, even though you may like get a little weak at defending your side. Okay, so always make sure you leave your biases outside the room. So yeah, just think of yourself as an empty jug. Okay, that's like a pretty good way to think of it, that you don't have any emotions or feelings, you're just debating based on logic. Okay, it's a bit inhumane, I agree, but yeah, just something that you should do.
Okay, is that really good? Yeah, you explained it in a right way. So the thing is, Riddhima, if you are thinking that the opposition is right, you will not be able to win because your thought is like that. If you have to win, you have to believe that no, it's optional, it should be optional. If the person has to wear, you don't have to fill up your emotions. You can keep your emotions aside when you are speaking in a debate. Okay. Ridhima, I want you to not take pauses. You know, in your opening speech, you had great points. You were also like highlighting, like you were having a pressure on some most of the important words, but you were taking a pause. That was lowering your confidence. So that is why most of the audience s- pick Tory. That was the reason I can tell you. but your points were great. And like
I'm not
uh
used.
yeah, you are also everyone to turn on their cameras. Mohit,
If
Rika, Reena.
second, I'll turn on my camera. It's not turning on right now.
Okay, Kashvi, don't worry. You can turn it on after 10 to 15 minutes by seeing your network. Um, Everybody, please wait just a sec. We present the PPT and start it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, sharing isn't allowed in the meeting. Can you just do that?
And I'll share it with you.
And I try sharing the screen now.
Yep, just
Yes, we will be doing drills today. Only like we will only do the drills today. First is emotion switch drill. Dia, could you explain this to them?
Yes. So, hello everyone. I hope that you enjoyed the last session. And today we are going to continue with drills and also some of the videos. So, the second drill for this session is like emotion switch drill. I'll give you an example. This is the motion. Like this house believes that artificial intelligence will do more harm than good for the society. What is the task? Speak on the motion 3 times, once calmly, once passionately, and once in a serious tone. What you all have to do, you have to explain, you have to have the argument 3 times. Like, first, you have to talk calmly, and second, you have to talk passionately, and third one, you don't have to talk calmly or passionately, you have to talk with a serious tone. Like this would like help you to controlling your tone instead of a sounding flat of a robotic device. This would think like you are talking with a human being. You know, most of the people like just copy from chat GPT and they speak like they're reading it from something. So I think like we all, this drill will help you to have your tone settled and you will be able to talk with the person that you are really talking without seeing the board. The content stays the same, but your energy and delivery must change. Your content, your opening speech will stay the same. You don't have to write your opening speech 3 times. You have to write your opening speech once and then you have to speak it. Wait, yeah, you have to write your opening speech once and then you have to speak it 3 times. First, calmly. You have to like be calm. Like, I'll just give you an example. Speak on the motion 3 times, once passionately, once calmly, and once in a serious tone. So, this is what calmly means. And once passionately, you can highlight on important words like speak on this motion 3 times, once calmly, once passionately. So you can highlight the words when you are speaking passionately, and once in a serious tone. Everybody knows like how to talk in a serious tone, right? If you want, I can give you an example. So the content stays the same, but your energy must have a change. Sometimes the host may suddenly tell you to switch emotions mid speech, and you will have to adjust it instantly. If Vaishnavi and me are the judges right now, and if you are speaking in a calmly tone, we can tell you that you have to switch into a serious tone. Okay, so you have to adjust instantly. What the goal is? The goal to this practice is controlling your tone instead of sounding flat. If you can control your tone in a debate room, that only makes your confidence more, and your argument will be more better than anyone else. Even the judges will choose your argument better than the others. Is the drill understandable? Anybody has doubts?
Can you show how to speak like differently between calmly and serious tone?
Oh, calmly. First, like I can give you an example. What the serious means, like this house believes that artificial intelligence will do more harm than good for society. This is what you are talking in a serious tone. Your face expressions matters more in serious tone, okay? Because I know it's confusing, like calmly also we have to talk it like really nicely, and we have to keep our tone a little low. But in serious tone, you can show your facial expressions. And calmly, just a second. I think two more participants are in here. So, wait, Kashviya, for calmly, you have to just be like, yeah, this house believes that artificial intelligence will do more harm than good for society. If that works,
Yeah.
yeah, good. Okay, so I think so. Two more participants have joined in. Can the two participants can raise their hand who have joined in late? Um, okay, fine. Is everybody has understood the drill? Are there any other doubts? Okay, so I'll just choose two participants to do it, and the rest of the audience will choose it. Is that fine? Can I just get a thumbs up, guys? Can we just interact a little bit? Thank you, Kashvi. Okay, fine. Thank you, Haldar. Okay. For two people that I'll choose right now is Mohit and Ishina. Ish- Ishna, sorry. Mohit and Ishna, are you both here?
Sorry to interrupt you there. Guys, please turn on your cameras. If you can't, just let us know the reason why you can't turn on your camera.
Yeah, I can see. Ishna, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Is it okay that if you play the side of the proposition in this drill?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Now I want Tanishka. Tanishka, are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Can you play opposition of this drill?
Yes.
Okay. So did you understand the drill or you joined in late?
No, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Then if you both have any doubts, you can ask me right now and then we can start the drill after 5 minutes or 4 minutes, after 4 minutes. Okay, we will start the drill at 54. Please prepare.
Tanishka, you don't have to turn off your camera to prepare. Please turn it on. Everybody, please keep on your camera.
Everybody, uh, Okay. Everybody, please, if when you are presenting or when you are preparing, you don't have to turn on your sorry, you don't have to turn off your cameras. Please turn it on. Yeah.
Girisha, Riga, Diksha, Arshita.
I have a question.
Yes,
This speech will be of 2 minutes, or is it a different timing?
2 minutes.
The speech would be of 2 minutes.
Those who are not turning on your camera, please just let us know your reasons.
And those who have joined late, they can just read this drill, and if they don't understand, they can ask me their doubts. Guys, do you know the motion, right? And the rest of the audience have to listen carefully, and I'll pick them up like anything. And also, you have to answer like why they chose that participant. Okay.
Wait, can you repeat the motion once more?
Yes, sure. I'll just put the motion in the chat box.
What will be choosing participants for?
Like who was the best
At speaking
between
the three different.
in speaking between different tones.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is everyone able to see the motion in the chat box? Please give me a thumbs up. Okay. It's already 55 right now, I feel that Ishina and Tanushka are ready. Okay, so let's start. The motion of this drill is this house believes that AI will do more harm than good for the society. So I want the proposition to have their opening speech in the calmly tone first.
So AI does more harm than good for the society because they can replace jobs on a huge scale as they can perform tasks more accurately and efficiently. But this can lead to the loss of jobs and mass unemployment. And then over reliance on AI, it makes humans lazy and so they stop. So they so AI can also make humans lazy, so they are unable to just a yeah, sorry. So so humans tend to over AI can do more harm as humans tend to rely on AI too much, which can make them lazy, and they will not then which reduces human creativity and
I'm sorry, Sheena, to interrupt. I want you to change the tone right now. I want you to
to
speak in a
which
serious tone.
serious. Oh, interesting. And AI can also tend to misuse personal data which we give to them, so which can lead to privacy privacy risks and many other risk of privacy and also many other disadvantages.
Okay. Like how would you able to utilize your time? You have 1 more minute. You can speak in a passionate tone right now.
To prepare or to speak?
You what you have told right now, you have to speak in a passionate tone. You have
Okay.
spoken in calmly and serious tone.
Okay. AI can do more good, can do more harm than good to society, as it leads to humans becoming lazy, as they tend to do tasks more faster and efficiently. But uh, as but when humans become lazy due to this prevents them from using their creativity in for movies or shows, etc. And the AI also replaces jobs on a large scale, which can lead to mass unemployment. And and AI can also misuse personal data which we provide to it, so which leads to many disadvantages such as privacy risks, uh, etc.
Okay, great, Tina. Now I want Tanishka to talk in a serious tone and start her opening speech.
Honorable judges and my worthy opponent, we often fear what we do not understand, but history shows that every great leap, from steam engines to internet, was met by skepticism. Today, we stand at a similar crossroad. Artificial intelligence is not just a threat to our humanity, it is the ultimate extension to it. It is a tool that processes the vast ocean of data we produce, turning noise into knowledge. Think of a doctor in a rural area. With the help of AI, can diagnose a rare disease with accuracy of world-class specialists. If this is not about replacing the doctor, it's about empowering them to save lives that are previously unreachable. And let's talk about global crisis we face. We are living in an era of climate instability and resource scarcity. We do not have the luxury of waiting for decades only for human only research to find solutions.
Tanishka,
AI,
can you switch to passionate tone right now?
okay. AI is already optimizing our power grids, reducing carbon footprints, and discovering new materials for clean energy at the speed that is frankly miraculous. And it is the great accelerator. It takes the mundane, soul crushing tasks that drain human potential and automates them. Finally, freeing our mind to focus on what we do best, creating, emphasizing, and imagining a better world. This is not just good, it's the fundamental necessity of our survival.
Now I
However,
want you to
we
talk
must
in a calmly tone.
okay. However, we must be clear-eyed. Critics point to the risk of bias and displacement. These are not inherited flaws of technology, but challenges of implementation. But opposing AI, we don't solve these problems. We simply use the best tool we have to fix them. We have a moral obligation to steer this technology towards the common rather good than retreating into fear. To reject AI is to reject the cure for the cancer yet untreated, the solution for hunger yet unresolved, the process of human race itself. For these reasons, we must embrace the future. I am proud to oppose the motion. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I want the audience now to choose between them. You can just put your vote into the chat box and we'll see.
Do we have to vote according to what they spoke to or just the tone change?
Both. You have to see what they spoke, the points, and even the tone. Mostly the drill is upon the tone, so you can select them upon the tone, what they spoke. Yeah.
Did you allow Tanishka to speak in you only allowed her to speak in two tones, right? Passionate and calm.
No, she first spoke in serious tone and then passionate and then calm. I told her
Okay.
to switch in between of her speech. Okay. I think most of the votes are Tanishka right now. Okay. Sheena. Okay, good. So now I want like Kashvi to tell me that why did she choose Tanishka and also Riddhima that why did she choose Ishina. First, Kashvi, you can go in and tell us.
I felt that Tanishka's change between passionate and calm was, I could like tell the difference, and I liked the way she changed it, and also I liked her points about AI helping doctors in rural areas and empowering instead of taking jobs.
Okay, great. Now I want Riddhima to give her opinion right now.
I chose Ishna because, I mean, no offense to Tanishka, but I had a feeling that all of that could not have been written in that short amount of time. And I'm not saying that she used AI, but I'm just saying that her points weren't that understandable, and she didn't like Ishna seemed more understandable points, and she was more straightforward. And plus, I didn't understand. And the main topic here is tone change, and I didn't see much of tone change from Tanishka, but I could see that Ishna could have she changed the tone there, so that's why I chose her.
Okay, great. Now I want Vaishnavi, you can give your feedback to them. And yeah, please give your feedback.
Okay, so I personally, no offense to you both, but I personally didn't see any change in your tones at all. Like in Ishna, I did, but in Tanishka's, I didn't feel any change. Even I was confused. That's why I asked Dia that did you allow her to like speak in each tone? I was not even able to recognize when she is changing, because every time you were feeling like you are speaking in a passionate tone, not a serious, not calm. I didn't feel any seriousness and calm in your tone. And about Ishna, she was feeling nervous, and that was being able to I was being able to see that the nervousness came out. So okay, so seriousness is not there, calmness cannot be there if you're nervous is being seen. And for passionate, at some point, Ishna, I was able to see that, but and also the content, Ishna, you did try to make it really good, and you did great. Just the like the tone was, you were not able to show your tone change because you were nervous, and I was able to see that nervousness. For Tanishka, you were really speaking well. I did like it, and that is how you speak your debating speeches. But the thing here was you had to change in tones, and I was not able to see that change. I was only able to see your passionate tone, not the calmness or the seriousness. That's it.
Thank you,
Uh,
Vaishnavi.
Wait, Dia, can I just interject here? Okay, so I'm not adding on to the feedback. I'll just give everyone here a basic tip on getting rid of nervousness. So one thing is that first you have to understand where your nervousness comes from. It's basically from this thing called adrenaline. So when you're asked to speak in front of a lot of people, you feel a surge of adrenaline because you get kind of excited, right? So then your body tries to tell you that, okay, this now it matters, so we cannot mess up at all. And if you understand this, and if you try to, like, stop yourself from freezing nervous, sorry, if you try to stop yourself from feeling nervous, then that will actually just make the problem worse. Instead, what you should do is you should just try to focus on the structure that you have written down. Okay, this is why it's better to make sure that you always write down your structure. So you write down your first line, you write down your main points, and then you write down your last line. Okay, this will just help you keep yourself on track rather than getting nervous and then stop talking or just do like a lot of and a lot of filler words itself. And honestly, if you keep practicing this every day, you'll get good at it. Because towards the end of it, if you speak the first 20 seconds without feeling nervous, you can speak the rest of the whole duration of your speech without feeling nervous. It's just the first 20 seconds that kind of really matters whether you're going to be nervous throughout the speech or not. Okay. So if you tough it out for the first 20 seconds, you'll feel at ease while you give the rest of your speech. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. You guys can move on now.
I also have a point for like how to overcome your nervousness. So if you are in a big room and you see a lot of people around you, you just imagine yourself like you are in a tea party and all of those people are your teddy bears and you are talking to them only. Just imagine that they are in the teddy bear of yours and you are talking to them. You're not talking to people who are strangers. Just imagine that they are the close ones of yours. Then you will able to speak whatever you want to speak.
Okay, great. Thank you, Vaishnavi and Vedant, for giving such a tip to guys, to these participants. So, the feedbacks are done. If you both have any doubt, you can ask to me and Vaishnavi. Is there any doubt in Vaishnavi's feedback or in any other's audience feedback? Okay, I think there is no doubt. So we can just switch to another drill right now. Oh, oh wow, this is my favorite drill. Like filler word reduction drill. What are filler words? You know what are filler words? They are like actually
இல்ல இப்ப ட்ரக்கிங் ஒண்ணு அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணாங்க
okay.
அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணாங்க
I'm sorry, Samyukta.
யாரு
Can you just mute your
Please
mic?
turn off the mic. Stay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Filler word reduction drill. The motion is this house believes that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. Task. Each participant will be given a 1 minute impromptu speech. They have to give, each participant will give a 1 minute impromptu speech. So every one of you will give 1 minute impromptu speech, and the host, like me, Idant, and Vaishnavi, will see like how many filler words you use. You know, using filler words, it's not good. So what you all have to do, you have to use less filler words. That is actually, basically, that is what filler words looks like. Based on the count, the speaker will be placed in a tier, like first, second, or third. Afterwards, the feedback will be given, and the speakers will practice replacing the fillers with pauses. What you all have to do, like after you give your impromptu speech, we'll explain you replacing the fillers with pauses. Okay. The goal of this drill is to become more aware of speech habits and improve clarity. Not every time you can use actually, basically, or everything. You have to make a pause so that the judge, your participants, your opponents, and your teammates can listen to you carefully and can understand what you are talking. Okay, so everyone, you have 2 minutes. Okay, yeah, opposition, proposition. Just a sec. Vaishnavi, like each participant has to give 1 minute impromptu speech, right? So we can make teams, and the team they can speak 1 minute impromptu speech, or we can just choose 2 or 3 participants for it.
Just do one participant for position, one participant for proposition, and give a little more time to prepare. Like 5 minutes, at least give 5 minutes.
Actually, it's an impromptu speech, so I cannot give like 5 minutes to them. I'll give 2 minutes to them.
They are beginners, so keep the speech time to 1 minute then.
Yeah, speech time is 1 minute only. I'll just keep 2 participants in the opposition and 2 participants in the proposition, so that more number of participants can have the drill. Yeah. Okay. So I want Lukit and Haldar to be in the proposition. Are you both here? Lukit.
Yes.
Okay, Lukit. And Haldar. Haldar, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so you both are in the proposition side, and for the two participants, I'll choose
Pravadita won't
Kashvi.
do the op, so please give her.
Sorry.
Pravadita has just a message in the chat that she wants to do opposition, so please keep her in the op team.
Okay, Pravidita, you'll be in the opposition team with Kashvi. Okay, Kashvi, are you here? You are in the opposition team.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you all have like 3 to 4 minutes, and you have to prepare your impromptu speech, which will be for 1 minute. Okay.
Just one thing. Sorry, Dia, but is there anybody who hasn't spoken today at all? So, like, if there's someone, we can probably pick them as well.
No, actually, I think only two people are there, Arshita and Mukund. I can, and Regalina as well. We can use them in the next drill because these are also the people that who have not spoken at all today.
Okay. Cool. That
Yeah.
works.
Okay, so guys, you have 4 minutes. At 6:20, we'll start the drill. Okay, I think the time is up. So participants, are you ready?
Lokit, Haldar, Kashvi, Pravidita.
Can I get 1 more minute?
Yes, sure. Amrita, sorry, have you joined right now? Okay, Mukund, we are actually doing, yeah, okay, works. Okay, we can start right now. I think everybody will be ready till now.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yeah, I'm ready, but I want to ask who's going to go first?
Okay, Kashmi, in your team, you can go first, and second, Pravidita can go second.
Okay.
Okay, and Lokit, you can go first, and Haldar can go second. Okay?
I'm sorry, yeah. Can I say something?
Yes.
My name's actually Megho Mitra. You can call me Megha for short. It's Haldar is my surname.
Okay, sorry, Megha.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, Megha
I doubt
and yes, Pravidita.
that does our speech have to be connected to the other member of our team or can it be different?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Does our speech have to be connected to the speech of the other team member or can it be different?
It can be different. It's an impromptu speech.
That's it.
But you have to stick to the motion.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we can start. The motion is this house believes that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. So we can start with the proposition. Look at you can start first. You have 1 minute to speak.
Okay. Good morning, honorable judges. My name is Lukit Yadav, and I am going to speak on the motion. This House believes that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. I believe that exams should be replaced by continuous assessments because there will be less burden of syllabus. There will be focused learning on each topic, on a single topic. We will be able to figure out where the student is talented or where he needs to work hard. It will help in skill development, and it will also train our mind to play many game. It will train our mind to play many brain games in middle, and it will continue to build our confidence, help us improve in help us cover more syllabus, and help us improve in our future. It will be it will help in more it will create discipline, and there will be low chances of failing in the class, and our our country will have a more bright futures if the exams are replaced by assessments. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lokit. Now I want from the opposition. Kashvi, you can talk right now.
Thank you. Imagine a world where every day was an exam. Won't that cause too much stress? Children would have to remember everything they've learned, and that would cause a lot of stress that can end up with lower marks and failing too. This results in lower literacy rates in our country. Along with that, not all subjects can have exams all the time, like maths and science. Exams force students to push themselves. They increase determination. You have a final goal. Without it, students may become complacent. And along with that, teachers already manage large classes. Continuous assessment requires a lot of regular evaluation, detailed feedback, and individual monitoring. In countries with large student populations like ours, it will be really hard to do this, as it's like very unrealistic because you can't do individual monitoring for so many people. So in the end, exams are better, easier to implement, and way more effective. Thank you.
Okay, great. Now I want Megha to continue.
Okay. Good evening to everyone present here. My name is Megha Mitra, and I stand here to present my views in the favor that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. Now, there are a few reasons that I would like to jot down. Firstly, what do you think about when you hear the word exams? Probably something like stress, something that rings some. What do you think about when you hear about exams? Something like stress. You feel like you have a deadline to catch up to. This is what goes on in your mind, and this manifests in the form of physical stress as well. Secondly, what work environment, what environment it creates around you is that you just focus solely on theoretical bases. There is no proper implementation of physical understanding and environmental learning. But on the other hand, what happens when you do continuous assessment? You are continuously learning and you are continuously applying the things that you're learning. It does not define you from one single exam, or it does not define your whole worth on the basis of an assessment, but on the basis of the work you do, on the basis of what implementations you can do. And it teaches you real life skills, which is the most important part of a curriculum. It will provide you multiple opportunities in life. While exams, on the other hand, are also very important, I think continuous assessments are way better than just doing exams and not implementing them in real life. Thank you.
Now I want the Pravidita to say an impromptu speech. You have 1 minute.
I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Imagine having the pressure of being tested your whole term rather than once in that term. Isn't that worse for your mental stability rather than having the exams one time? Good evening, Honorable Chair, respected judges, and my dear friends. Today I stand in opposition to the motion that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. First, I would like to start with some of the rebuttals. The proposition said that continuous assessments will cause less burden. And they also mentioned that when you hear the word exam, you have that thinking of having that stress. But if you, and then see, less burden and the word stress, but if you have that almost like continuously in your term, won't that be even more cause more pressure and stress, and students may never feel relaxed because they're always being tested through projects, homeworks, and activities that are actually meant to be fun and engaging and better for their future. Also, sorry, exams also teaches important life skills like time management, focus, and handling pressure. These skills help us not only in school life but in real life also. Like in corporate lives, when there's so much burden on you and you have to finish your work, but then through these exams, you have learned to stay calm even through these moments of pressure. And so you can manage your life and do the work on time and also impress other people and teach them and encourage them.
Okay.
Also,
Pravidita, can you wrap up? You have exceeded your time.
yes, sure. So, in conclusion, exams may be stressful, but they are fair, organized, and necessary for the betterment of every
Okay, and now I
student.
want.
Instead of removing exams, we could improve them by making them more realistic and practical. Thank you.
Okay, now Vaishnavi and Idant, can you just please give your feedbacks to these four people?
Yeah, okay. I'll start off with general feedback. First of all, I noticed that the lowest number of stutters were in Megomitra's speech. I'm really sorry if I pronounced it wrong. But yeah, you had a good speech in terms of style overall. I'll just be going over general feedback now. Now, one thing that I noticed throughout all of your speeches is that you guys are not stuttering too much when you're giving out ideas. Okay. The issue is that when you give out an idea, you back up on it. So what happens is, let's say that you're giving out an idea, you first say the initial line that was there, you realize that was a bit undeveloped, and then you give a more developed line for the same idea. Okay. Now, this is pretty common if you're a beginner debater. Okay. I'm not going to say that you should not do this because it kind of helps you, and when you go forward, you'll do much better and you'll get used to it. Okay. One thing that I could tell you guys to probably work on is that before you start a sentence where you know you're going to mess up or where you're unsure of what's going to happen, just start with a small pause. Okay. Or you can fit in a rhetoric. So let's say that you're giving a reasoning for, okay, I'll take this example only. This house believes that exams should be replaced by continuous assessment. There was one person, I think it was the last speaker was there, I think it was Pravidita only, but you mentioned how it would help in pressure in the workplace, right? So if I take that and I talk about that, okay, continuous assessment will will help adults deal with pressure in the workplace. If I'm saying that, now after this, if I know that I'm not sure of the reasoning, I can start off by saying why. So like if I just throw out that rhetoric why and then give my reasoning, that will make sure that I'm hitting two birds with one stone. First of all, I'm making sure that I'm adding a rhetoric to it so that my style gets better. And then second of all, I'm also making sure that after the style is getting better, I'm able to structure my thoughts deeply so that I can relate it to a question. Okay, so does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions?
What kind of rhetoric could we make for that?
So you could just ask yourself why. Literally just say why. That's really it. Or you can also, it's not exactly a rhetoric because you're answering your own question, but it still counts as a question that you're asking to the opposition while also answering it for yourself. So you don't have to make like a whole sentence of a rhetoric. Just say why. Or you can probably say, now why does this pressure help people in the work life in the long term? Okay, that is a rhetoric you can make for that. And then answer that on your own. Okay. That just shows the judge that you're thinking of it from the other side as well, and you're adding reasoning to it. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah, just a bit of general feedback. You guys had really good speeches in terms of content and style. I can definitely see improvement from the speeches I heard yesterday and the way you guys were conversing yesterday to today. Um, Two of you used an analogy as well. So the second analogy was good. The first analogy was given by Kashvi, I think. Your analogy could be a bit more student centric. Okay, rather than saying imagine if we have exams every day, because obviously that's happening right now, like continuous assessment literally means that, right? So you could probably go with something like imagine a student who feels pressurized every day to constantly perform in certain exams set by the school. Okay,
Okay.
you could go with that
Yeah.
rather than just, also don't abandon your analogies, guys. When you give an analogy, stick with that analogy, explain the premise behind that analogy for a good 2 3 lines. Okay, you can like explain what continuous assessment means for the first speakers, and then the second speakers can just build up on that. So yeah, just don't say an analogy and abandon it. Just please keep like, reinforcing that analogy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks for your feedback.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I guess that was it from my side. Vaishnavi, you can go ahead now.
Actually, Vaishnavi has no feedback. She thought that everybody was great. So I think we can go up to the next drill. Vaishnavi, you can take up this drill.
Yeah. Like for feedback, I would just say like everybody was good and everything is covered by Idan, so I'm just skipping the feedback. Next we would move on to the next drill.
Anaya, can you change the slide?
Anaya, are you there? Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
she's
Okay, so the next drill is word emphasis drill. For this drill, the motion is this house would make community service compulsory for students. What your task is going to be is participants, you all will speak for 1 to 2 minutes using a simple structure. It should be of include main point, logic, and an example, and the last pointer should be of impact. While speaking, you must intentionally emphasize certain words to change the meaning strength of the sentence. It means you should focus on a word, on a simple word like you would say community. You should focus on that word only. You should make an emphasis on community service. Then your goal should be this help. The goal will be of like this goal will help you understand how small shifts in stress can make an argument sound stronger and more intentional. So like if you focus on the word community service, this will make you understand how a word can make a strong impact, how a single word can make the other people understand what you are trying to convey, what you are trying to convey the message, uh, whatever you want to convey. A single word, how can you make the single word to convey that message of yours? So for this, I would choose for prop. Has Ashika Joel like debated? She left. Okay. Um, Girisha. Did Girisha speak in any of the drills?
no.
Okay, so for or prop, I want Girisha to speak.
Um, you can take Riga, Reena, Arshita, and Mukund. These four people have not spoke at all.
Okay, it's okay. Just take them.
And also Sayumta, I think. Samyukta.
Kund. Oh, for what are you saying? Sorry for.
There are like
Okay,
5 minutes.
you can't participate. Okay. Riga, Rina, are you there? Riga,
Riga,
Rina.
Reena, are you here? If you are not able to speak, you can put it up in the chat box.
Arshita.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you're up for prop.
Yeah, okay, but could you please repeat the motion?
Okay, so the
The
motion
motion is displayed.
can repeat it again, once again. This house would make community service compulsory for students. It means that the what we are going to speak is about making a service like doing uh, good things like making helping the elders a compulsory component for the students. Okay,
Yeah,
Garina
yeah, I
works.
would speak for prop.
Okay, then Sri Samyukta, are you here? Sri
Yes,
Samyukta.
yes, I'm
Okay,
here.
can you go for op?
Uh, can I take proposition?
Then Arshita, can you go for op?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, works. Samyukta, you are for prop and Arshita for prop op.
Okay.
Okay, I guess everyone has done the drill. Otherwise, other than these, we will be ending the meeting once this drill is over. So, guys, you have 2 minutes to prepare for your speech. The speech will be of 1 minute only. Start preparing.
Yeah, you called my name before. Sorry, I there was a network issue, so I had to disconnect.
Yeah, Grisha, it's fine. We have taken someone else for the drills. You can just see and give your feedback at when you hear the other people's speeches.
Oh, okay.
Shri and Arshita, are you done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. First, Shri, you can go ahead.
Uh, thus, I need to on my screen.
Yes, please do. Arshita and Shri, please turn on your cameras.
Could you give me a minute? I'm facing a network issue.
Yes, yes, fine.
Can I start? I need to wait for my opponent.
No, no, you can start.
Wait 1 second. Okay. Respected judges, I'm Sri Samyukta. This house believes that community service should be compulsory for students. Schools do not exist only to create toppers, but to create responsible citizens. When students are required to serve their communities, they learn empathy, discipline, and social responsibilities. Skills no textbook can teach. For example, a student who helps to clean public places or tutoring young children understand the real problems people faces every day. This transforms students from passive learners from active competitors. So, mostly important that making community service compulsory ensures that all students, not just few volunteers, gain their life skills. This result is a generation that does not just succeed academically but contributes meaningfully to the society. For those reasons, I strongly support the motion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shri. Next up, Arshita.
So, good evening, everyone. This is Arshita, and I'm here to. I'm against the motion that is, this house would make community services compulsory for students. So I believe that volunteers do not need necessarily half time. I'm coming to say that everyone here doesn't have the same time to contribute themselves to do voluntary activities, community services at all time. And making it compulsory gives extra pressure and stress. For example, when a student is being forced to do some community services, they would do it heartlessly. My opposition member told that that schools are not here to just make toppers, but also community leaders. I strongly believe that schools are also like they cannot force everyone to do some particular work at all times, and compulsory services may result in students doing it only for certificates or recognitions, but not with heart. And sometimes, when we make it compulsory, it would lead students like they would be stressed, and at the end of the time, they would be irritated, like being kind and doing community services. I believe that community services would like give a good like what to say make us passionate citizens and give us lot of happiness, but I would strongly say that it would be a stupidity to like what to say to make it compulsory for all students, and it would make them stressed. In conclusion, community services is valuable, but it should be a choice, not a rule. True service grows from empathy and willingness. Therefore, this house should not make community services compulsory for all students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Arshita. Now, Edhant and Dia, please give your feedbacks. First up, Dia.
And you can go first. I'm having a network issue just a second.
Oh, sure. Okay, guys, your speeches, they were pretty good. You had good points. Overall content was fine. I believe that your speeches were a bit short. Okay. So the first speaker, your speech was a bit too short for us to like find any major context issues. But rest, I guess you guys did pretty well in the overall content. One thing that I want you to focus on is emphasis. So emphasis, basically, it doesn't come very naturally to us, because when you're speaking in daily lives, you don't emphasize every word that you say, right? So one thing that you can do to practice emphasis is that you can emphasize the starting word of all your points. So if you take this motion only, this house would make community service compulsory for students. So you can like emphasize on community service. So whenever you're saying that, okay, let's say that we're taking a sentence like community service is helpful to students around the world. You can start with like community service is helpful to students around the world. Okay. You emphasize in terms of breaks. So don't emphasize on your filler words like is and then to and all of that. Just focus on like the helpful and any idea that you really want to give out. Okay. One thing you do is, if you believe in the cause that you're like giving out, so even if you believe that community service should not be helpful, will not be helpful to students, if you truly believe in it, the emphasis will come naturally. Okay. So just when you start like researching, or when you start, jotting down your points for a motion, before that, just tell yourself that I truly believe that this is the world we should live in. Okay. If you tell yourself that, it's just going to get your emphasis level to another level. Just think of it as something you're really excited to talk about. Okay. And then you'll be fine. Any questions?
Yeah, sure, but could you please give me some like feedback on my personal, like you could improve this to make your speech good or your conversation good, like that.
Yeah, sure. So, Arshita, right? Yeah, okay. So I have your feedback here. Your content was very good, but your voice was a bit monotonous. Okay. So while you were speaking, I felt that I don't know if it was just me, but your voice was kind of only following one tone rather than, going high and low. So if you make your voice go high and low, and if you just add a bit more tonal emphasis onto a few words, you'll be fine. That was what I noted down.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Yeah, Dia, you can give the feedback now.
Okay, so I would like to give I would like to give them a really genuine feedback. The thing is, most of you, the four of you, were emphasizing every word. So like what Dan said, emphasize the word that you mostly think of is important. Okay, nothing else. The points were great, and I like the points of the opposition more. So yeah, we can go up to the another slide, I think, and I can continue from here. Yes. Anaya, can you please change your slide? Okay, so guys, now we will be telling you like these are the three videos that you can follow for WSDC, for learning WSDC, for learning debates or anything. You can just see these three videos. You can take a screenshot so that you can, as these videos are like 2 hours long, so you can see the main points, like how they are speaking, how they are changing their tones, and what all we have learned in this event. You can see all these things in these three videos. These are the examples, as you can say. Everyone, you can take screenshots and see the videos after the event ended or whenever you feel like.
Yes, Pravidita, do you have any doubt?
Yes, I just wanted to know from where can we register for WSDC?
The link should be in our Instagram bio, or we will be posting the stories on our Instagram. So we will be pasting the registration form link there.
Like WSDC is online, right?
Yep.
Wait, are
Okay.
you talking about like WSDC with TTD or WSDC tournaments?
Like, actually, maybe you can tell me about both.
So I think they mentioned the TTD part of it. For tournaments, I'm pretty sure we already do give you information on a few key tournaments that are coming out. So if you're in the if you're kind of like on our Discord and WhatsApp groups, you will get that info. If you want to do some research on your own, you can just go to Google and just search up upcoming WSDC tournaments. That gives you a lot of links which you can join as well.
And those ones are also online or they offline?
Some of them are offline, some of them are online.
Okay.
So the ones which are like normally if you look at ISDS qualifiers and all, then those they start off with an online round and then they go to offlines. But then some of them may be completely offline where you have to go and debate. So you can find that when you go to Google search up events and all. Yeah. Okay, sorry, you can take the rest of the questions, guys.
Okay, so what I would like to tell you right now is this. Anaya, can you just put up the MUN form that the event is going on 27th and 28th? So, guys, we are having an upcoming event right now of MUN with TTD. You can just register here. The event is on 27th and 28th. You will you will having a competition. You will be trained as well. So please do join in and do register. You can even have our Discord links. You can connect with our link tree, and then yeah, you can get the updates and you can join in, register, practice debate. So and also Anaya has sent all the links in the chat box. You can save it, copy it. Also, thank you for joining in. If you have any doubts, just ask me right now or you are ready to leave. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Megha.
Has the TTT WSDC already happened this year?
Yes, this month only WSDC happened, like last week, I think. So if you want any other information right now with the teen debater events, you can follow up our page, and then you can get the registration link in the bio or anything. You can also join our networking channel. What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a
Yes, you all can leave. Those who are not having any queries, they can leave, and those who are having, they can stay back.
I
Thank you,
have a
guys. Have a great day ahead. Yes, Tanushka. Yes.
can you help me? Can you? I didn't actually understand how do I change my tone because I realized when I was speaking, I was just stuck to one virtue of one tone because that's just how I speak in a
Okay,
speech.
Tanushka. Okay, I understood right now. So, what the thing is, like, if you are changing your tone, there are three types of tones. Like, there are more than three plus tones, but now we only gave you three tones. First is the serious tone. When you are like speaking in a serious tone, you have to just speak it normally, and your expressions should be serious. There is no difference between serious and calm tone. So what I will like to say, you just have to use expressions when you are talking in a serious tone. I did not give feedback to you. I think the thing was in you, like you were talking passionately. You were talking in a passionate tone, and you once switched into a calm tone, but then you again jumped into a passionate tone. So I think you should like align your tone and talk in the same tone which is given to you. Okay?
I I don't understand how to do that because I tried to keep it, but then it did not stay. The calm, I tried to keep it calm in the starting. It did happen, but then it went back to
Okay.
passion.
So for this, I would like to recommend you to like uh, practice the tones, because I can just give you an example right now. You can just give me a line and I can talk in three different tones.
Mm, okay. I don't know
Wait,
what line.
wait, I'll help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I give her some feedback?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. So, Tanushka, basically, the problem that you are finding is that you only stick to one tone, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so one thing that you can do is that try to go from one tone to two tones right now. Okay, right now you're very passionate, so try to go from a passionate tone to a very calm tone. Maybe you should try that. So you write down a speech, okay, for any topic. It doesn't necessarily have to be like very very long, but just make sure it has a lot of like not very long, but about 7 to 8 lines should suffice. Okay, take a random motion and write a speech like that. Now, every time that you're talking about something that you think is very very important, so your main points where you're defining the motion, when you're explaining some sorry, your main points, speak those out in a passionate tone. Okay, so just speak it out in a very passionate tone in front of a mirror. Okay, after that, immediately switch to a calm tone. So for this, you can record yourself while you're doing this, and then when